Gijoe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained Special Mission Force. Its purpose? To defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
Hey everybody, we are back with another episode of Talking Toys. I'm Joel, I'm here with you today. We are looking at G.I. Joe Classified number 103, General Clayton Hawk Abernathy. So we've got his box over here. We'll go ahead and take a look at him. So you'll see we have his production shot over here. We've got some battle action going on. He's holding his grenade launcher, and then he's got his pistol, one of his pistols in his hands here, decked out in his helmet, goggles, and whatnot. We have some pretty decent little box art right there. It shows his accessories over here, the helmet, the grenade launcher, the shotgun, a couple of pistols, and a couple of goggles. We have the G.I. Joe Classified Series logo, G.I. Joe General Clayton.
Clayton.
Mr. Clayton. Mr. Clayton.
Claire.
A family name.
Oh, it's a fat girl's name.
Hawk Abernathy. We have the Joe logo, the Hasbro logo. We have Clayton over here on his product shot, number 103, G.I. Joe logo. On the back, we have a little bit of his stats. He's a 6.3 inch, actually, tall figure. So he's a little taller than the normal 6-inch figures. And then, of course, we still get to see a lot of the accessories that he comes with. 2 pairs of goggles, 2 pistols, a grenade launcher, and a shotgun. He's got his design over here. Got a shot of the G.I. Joe patch on his jacket, and then a shot of his face right here with the helmet on and one of the goggles on the helmets. On this side, we have a QR code. You're welcome to scan it. We also have the same artwork Hawk, and we have number 103 right there, as well as his standing. He was a artillery person, if I remember correctly, like heavy shells or missile launching, whatever. He came originally with one of the missile launchers in 1982, but he wasn't actually a general at that time. So there you go. That is General Clayton Hawk Abernathy. And let's go ahead and get him out of the box and take a quick look at it. All right, so we've got him out of the box here. And the first thing I can note about General Ed, General Electric, General Education, General Clayton Abernathy, Mr. Hawk, Mr. I like to call myself Hawk. I bet you didn't know this going into this particular figure review, that Mr. Hawk here is not, in fact, a hawk. No, he lied to us.
But why? Why would you do that? Why would you do any of that?
Here's a quick look at him. So he's holding his grenade launcher at the moment. I've got his guns in his holster. He is kind of an older guy. The box art, or even the box product shots, show that even though his hair is brown, he should have a little bit more gray in there. And it is dry brushed on, but it is also very difficult to kind of see a lot of that dry brush. So you're not seeing everything with him as far as that paint schematic goes. I mean, he's got brown hair. He's got a little bit of dry brush of the gray here and there. Flesh tones, older man, definitely, you could tell. He's got a little bit of highlight on the lips there, a little different color. He's got brown for the eyebrows. I'm surprised there's not a little bit of gray in there. A little bit of gray nose hair coming out. He's an older man. A little bit of maybe gray hair coming out of his ears. Out of those ears, I don't know. Maybe he just likes to keep them well trimmed because he's in the military. Look at the head there. And of course, he does have his full articulation. He's got a full 360 on the head spin. We can do that a couple of times here for sure. He can look a little bit up, and he can look slightly down. I don't know, like about that far. When we look at his body in general, he does have an upper torso, but I can't really get it to spin all that well. The molding on the jacket kind of messes with that. You can't get him to move back all that well either. So if we kind of move that out of the way, moving back and forth is really difficult for him. He can a little bit at the waist. The molding at the bottom of the jacket is more that, it's not the leather, so I don't know what you call that little bit down there, but it affords a little bit of forward and back. Jacket, of course, leather. It's in brown. Definitely has some molding on it to show some folds in the cloth, which is nice. We do have a G.I. Joe logo on one arm right there. It says Yo Joe. We do have the American flag on the other arm here. We do have Abernathy listed. We also have what appears to be wings, and I don't know that that's necessarily wings or what that is per se, because then you have something that kind of resembles wings over on the other side here. And of course, he has his all his medals on his jacket over there, or his ribbons. He's got some silver stars on the collar. The underneath of his jacket, he does have a gray shirt, so that's kind of at least nice. They're showing some layers there. We've got some cream color for the fur lining on the collar. We've got some more of this kind of copper or kind of goldish for the zippers. So you not only have it on the main zipper here, but on the two side pockets as well. So not too bad. On the back, we've got some more design. Got a little port back there. Got a seam here. More folds. So not too bad. Of course, we go down to the legs. He's got camo pants on. He's got one belt in a holster with a silver painted buckle, and then one with a gold buckle. And it looks like it's got kind of a hawk on there as well. So there you go. Maybe that's why he's called Hawk. Maybe it's because he's so worried that his facial features weren't hawk-like that he had to put a hawk on his belt. I don't know. I wasn't in there in that conversation where he decided to make up his fake name instead of going with his government name, Mr. Abernathy. Hands are black. He's wearing gloves. And, of course, he's holding his grenade launcher, which he can hold, and then you can put up onto his shoulder, like so. He's got soft plastic for the holster here to hold his one handgun, and that just comes on out. So I guess just a 9mm. I don't know. And then, of course, the other holster here, and then that's the other gun that he comes with. This one has a little star on the handle here, a flared magwell. So a little bit of design on there. Bring him back up. Put his gun back in there, like so. For his arms, they can go up. They are butterflied. There's a butterfly hinge here, but here's kind of the weird thing, and I'll try to bring it up a little bit closer so you guys can see it. So this little piece right here for the butterfly, it's free moving. It's like that on both arms. So it's kind of weird, but he can get a little bit of a shoulder action, a little deep dish shoulder action going on. You know, when he's trying to recruit people into G.I. Joe, he can be like, hey, how's it going? You wanna come over my way? Yeah, I'm the leader of G.I. Joe. So yeah, you know, you got that going on. So he can kind of bring in some sauciness, because that used to work in the 1940s when I'm sure that he was, you know, a young private before, you know, whatever, before he became super old. But yeah, the arms go all the way up, so you get your T-pose, and of course they go all the way around, back and forth, up and down for that. Butterfly joint, bicep swivel. He does have a double jointed pinless elbow. And of course, we can spin the wrist. And he does have a vertical bend on the wrist. So again, and that's mostly for the shotgun and for the grenade launcher. So when he's using those, or when you're posing him with those. And then of course, this arm has the same movements. This bugs me a little bit though. So there is a huge gap right here. So I'm just kind of waiting for that arm to pop off whenever it decides it wants to. So huge space, kind of something I've seen with a lot of G.I. Joes in the past. So nice to see that, you know, their QC can't fucking fix it. But same thing. And then he does, of course, have the same horizontal bend at the wrist for however well it works. There. So, yep, there's that. And then, of course, for the legs, he can get the splits. They do come down a little bit, so it got a little up and down action. So I guess you can kind of, you know, do a little hip movement right there. I'd be careful with it. He is an older guy, so he's probably had a hip replacement, maybe a couple pins in there. You don't know. You know, I've never seen his medical records. Of course, you know, he goes by the name Hawk, so, you know, that's probably not, since it's not his real name, it's probably not going to see his medical records either. Legs go up about yay far. They come down, and you can kind of get them to go back. And the reason why they're actually going back this far is more because of the joint. It's not because of the mold, because the mold would have probably kept it from going further back at this point. But since you can kind of move the legs up and down, you can kind of get them out there if you so choose. Thigh swivel, right there. Not bad. Spin that thing all the way around. And then, of course, double jointed knee, pinless. So got about that far. Black boots, all shiny black. Got some texturing on there. Got the laces. You can put the foot all the way down. You can bring the foot up about thus far. And, you know, you got your little ankle pivot spin. And you got a calf spin as well. So you can spin all that around like so. I mean, overall, for the figure, pretty good. He does stand pretty well for me. I was able to kind of get him to kneel and hold his grenade launcher or shotgun. So you can pose him relatively decently. He does come with, of course, extra pair of goggles. So he has two sets of goggles. One that you can kind of put on him like so. Just like that. And then you can, you know, stare off into the wild blue yonder, dreaming about being a hawk, I guess. I don't know. Of course, he has his helmet here. And the helmet is just a plain green, army drab green with a gold star. The goggles do come off like so. You can see he's got some dents in there. Of course, a couple of plates right there as well. Sits pretty nice on his head. It's not like super tight. It's kind of loose, really. And then you just put the extra set of goggles over here on top. Like so. So he does have, like I said, he has the extra goggles. Does have his grenade launcher, which he was holding at the beginning of the video. Not bad. Shotgun. He does come with shotgun. And then on the other side, you can see there's the lever for the bolt action, I guess, for the shotgun. Not a lot, just straight black. All weapons straight black. No additional paint, no additional anything. It does fit into his hand, like so. Here. There you go. So, you know, shotgun does fit. Again, kind of getting it up there to his arm, like so. You can bring the other arm out and over. So we got him holding his shotgun just like such. Up here. I didn't put his finger back in the... So he does have a port at the end of the gun. You can take the blast effects and put him in there. So it looks like he's actually shooting. Or, you know, if you want to make it look like a much bigger boom, you can add more of a flash on there. Like so. And then, of course, add the other piece in there. So there you go. So then it looks like he's actually firing. He's got some big booms going on. Take his handgun. It'll fit nicely again. And again, same thing. You can add a little bit of firing. Get him kind of, there you go. There. So not bad. Not bad overall. Let's go ahead and grab a couple of other characters here. And let's just do a little bit of a comparison real quick. So we'll go ahead and bring in Duke. So Tiger Force Duke. And then, of course, I have Flint here as well as a comparison. They all kind of fall in the same line. They're all about the same height. And then, of course, we do a side comparison. Now, Flint's going to hide his face because he knows he's a bitch over here and he can't stand on his own. But again, they all stand about the same height. They all stand pretty decent with each other. So yeah, there you have it. That's my review of General Hawk. Actually pretty decent figure. But my big gripe going to be this arm over here. Just because of that spacer, I'm kind of waiting for it to give out on me or pop out. Again, you got a nice few accessories. I wish there was a better place to put some of them. Kind of store some of his accessories there, so he's just not slinging a grenade launcher on one shoulder while holding a shotgun and then wondering what the hell to do with the other set of goggles that are sitting on his, because he's got a pair sitting on his helmet there. I wish some of the gray was brought out in his hair a little bit more, but, overall, I can't complain. I found him over at Target, so if you guys see him, I recommend picking him up, especially if you're just like me and you're collecting the G.I. Joe figures. So overall, like I said, happy with it. Glad I got it, and it'll be a nice addition to my collection. So I want to thank you guys for joining me on the review of General Hawk Abernathy. And then, if you like the video, don't forget to give us a like and subscribe, because we could really use the support, and we're grateful for you guys coming over and spending a little bit of your time with us while we go over these toy reviews. So thanks again for joining us, and you guys have a wonderful day. We'll see you on the next one.